Ladies and gentlemen, may we kindly ask that you rise for the arrival of the esteemed high-level delegation to the Namibia-Russia Business Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, to formally open the Namibia-Russia Business Forum, we will now proceed with the national anthems. We will begin with the national anthem of the Russian Federation, followed by the national anthem of the Republic of Namibia, and conclude with the anthem of the African Union. May I kindly request all to rise. Thank you. You may be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Ministry of International Relations and Trade of the Republic of Namibia, it is our great honor to welcome you to the Windhoek Country Club Resort for the Namibia-Russia Business Forum, convened on the sidelines of the 11th meeting of the Russian-Namibian Intergovernmental Commission on Trade and Economic Cooperation. This platform brings together leaders of government, industry, academia, and innovation to strengthen economic collaboration and explore new frontiers of partnership between Namibia and the Russian Federation. My name is Rochelle Locke, and together with my co-host, Housekeeping, it is a privilege to serve as your Masters of Ceremonies today.
Thank you so much, Rochelle, and a very warm welcome from me, Housekeeping, as well. Good morning, Dobroje utro. Dobroje utra. We're truly honored by your presence as well as your participation in what promises to be a day of meaningful dialogue and certainly strategic collaboration. A very warm welcome also to those tuned in online, particularly on NBC1, that is the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation. And as Rochelle stated, it is indeed our pleasure to guide you through the proceedings of this distinguished gathering. Please allow us to recognize and acknowledge our honored guests present here today. His Excellency Yuri Trutnev, Deputy Prime Minister of the Government of the Russian Federation and Plenipotentiary Presidential Envoy to the Far Eastern Federal District and Co-Chair of the Namibia-Russia Intergovernmental Commission. Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala-Musavyi, the Minister of International Relations and Trade of the Republic of Namibia. Honorable Jenny Matundu, Deputy Minister of International Relations and Trade of the Republic of Namibia. His Excellency Ambassador Dmitry Lobach, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Russian Federation to the Republic of Namibia. Her Excellency Ambassador Monica Nashandi, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Namibia to the Russian Federation. Mr. Artem Dovlatov, Deputy Chairman, WebRF. Mr. Nikolai Zabrigaev, General Director, Russian Far East and Arctic Development Corporation. Madame Jessica Awanga, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board. Mr. Titus Nampala, Chief Executive Officer, Namibia Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Captains of Industry, senior government officials from the Republic of Namibia and the Russian Federation, leaders of industry, academia, and business institutions, esteemed members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply honored by your presence.
Before we proceed with the program, kindly allow me to share a few housekeeping guidelines to ensure the smooth flow of the event. Kindly ensure that your mobile phones are switched to silent. We respectfully ask our guests to remain seated during official addresses unless otherwise guided. Ladies and gentlemen, in the event of a medical emergency, room 204, that is the place to go, and you will be directed there by our ushers. Then, ladies and gentlemen, in your booklet, you would have noticed there are QR codes. There are various QR codes. There are QR codes for investment propositions, investment-ready projects, and then right at the back of your booklet, in case you missed it, there is another QR code to the Namibia investment guides. Please do make use of that. Immediately following the plenary session, we will proceed to the official family photograph, which will take place right here in this venue. Thereafter, the high-level delegation will proceed to visit the exhibition stands, while the rest of the delegates will remain in this venue where the program will continue. Lunch arrangements, ladies and gentlemen. Our high table has a reserved table in the restaurant area of the Windhoek Country Club Resort. The rest of the delegates, you are welcome to eat also in the restaurant or outside at the foyer, on the terrace, there where the tent has been set up. Delegates will be guided to the respective panel discussions taking place in the breakaway rooms, and we will give you more detail the closer we get to that part of our program. Our team, ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased that our team will be available throughout the day to assist with directions and logistical support. We thank you once again for your cooperation.
Spasiba Rushe. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor to invite Honorable Gentile Matundu, Deputy Minister of International Relations and Trade of the Republic of Namibia, to ensure that we are sufficiently welcomed at this event. Shall we please give her an enormous round of applause? Another round of applause, please.
Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala-Musavyi, Minister of International Relations and Trade, Your Excellency Yuri Tutnev, Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation and Presidential Envoy to the Far Eastern Federal District, Honorable Ministers from both countries present, Ambassador Monica Nashandi, Ambassador of the Republic of Namibia to the Russian Federation, Your Excellency Ambassador Dmitry Lombash, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Russian Federation to the Republic of Namibia. To add to the guest list, which was not mentioned, because the rest I will stand on the protocol established, is the representatives of the Honorable Governor Sam Shafi Shuna Nyoma, Governor of the Commerce Region, and His Worship Zakaria Unona, Mayor of the City of Windhoek. There's also a representative. Our countrymen and women in uniform, good morning. Good morning. Your Excellency, it is a distinct honor to welcome you all to the Namibia-Russia Business Forum, convened on the sideline of the 11th meeting of the Namibia-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade and Economic Cooperation. On behalf of the government and people of the Republic of Namibia, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to Your Excellency Yuri Tutnev, Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation and the Presidential Envoy to the Far Eastern Federal District, and the distinguished delegation from the Russian Federation to Namibia, the land of the brave. It is our utmost honor to host you here in Windhoek as our two nations seek to strengthen our long-standing relationship. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, Namibia is a child of international solidarity, midwife by the United Nations. Since our freedom is anchored in a selfless sacrifice of our forefathers and unwavering kindness and goodwill from the international community. The relationship between Namibia and Russia is grounded in enduring history and mutual respect. Our shared values continue to underpin our bilateral engagements, providing a steady foundation upon which we can build and strengthen a mutually beneficial economic friendship, a relationship. The Namibia-Russia Business Forum is a timely intervention that will enable our two countries to further explore potential areas of collaboration in trade and investment. Russia has established itself as one of the largest global economies and is often referred to as an energy superpower. On the other hand, Namibia is a growing economy that holds immense potential. Our vast natural resources, including the recent discovery of oil and gas, provide a strong foundation upon which to build a sustainable future for our people. As we embark on a journey of economic transformation, we can learn valuable lessons from Russia, particularly from the perspective of building resilient industrial and technological capacity. This forum takes place at a consequential moment in Namibia's development trajectory. Our country has recently launched the 6th National Development Plan, NDP6, which prioritizes industrialization and value addition, mineral beneficiation, agricultural transformation, digital development, and the empowerment of micro, small, and medium enterprises. It is worth mentioning that the NDP6 commits to a thorough review of Namibia's trade policy aimed at strengthening regional integration and enhance global competitiveness. In this context, Russia, as a strategic partner with deep industrial capacity and technological expertise, is well positioned to contribute meaningfully to the attainment of these national ambitions. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the presence of such a broad and distinguished delegation from the Russian Federation is a clear signal that our partners recognize the potential that Namibia and the region can offer. We are encouraged by this confidence and we are ready to reciprocate with equal commitments. As a host of this forum, we are confident that the engagements taking place today, including the targeted business-to-business and business-to-government meetings, the sector-specific roundtables, and the network sessions, will yield concrete outcomes that strengthen and deepen our bilateral economic partnership for the years to come. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor and privilege, as I am concluding, to invite to the podium a phenomenal woman who doesn't need an introduction in the African continent, and in particular to the world of diplomacy. A guru of diplomacy, and that is Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala-Musavyi, Minister of International Relations and Trade of the Republic of Namibia, to deliver the ministerial keynote address and to officially open the Namibia-Russia Business Forum. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister, and thank you for helping me onto the stage. I was saying that these stairs are made for army people. Your Excellency Yuri Trutnev, Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, Presidential Envoy to the Far Eastern Federal District, as well as co-chair of the Namibia-Russia Intergovernmental Commission, honorable ministers from the Russian Federation and Namibia, Ambassador Dmitry Lobach of the Russian Federation to the Republic of Namibia, Ambassador Monica Nashandi, our ambassador to the Russian Federation, distinguished members of the Russian business delegation, senior government officials from both countries, Ms. Jessica Hawanga, acting CEO of NIBTP, leaders of industry, academia, and business institutions from both countries, representatives of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Dobre dien. It is with delight that I welcome you all to the Namibia-Russia Business Forum, which is being held on the sidelines of the 11th meeting of the Namibia-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade and Economic Cooperation. I wish to particularly extend a very warm welcome to His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister, Yuri Trutnev, and the entire delegation. Having returned from a very successful visit from Moscow only about 2 months ago, your presence here today reflects the growing dynamism of our bilateral relations and the shared commitment of our two countries to deepening economic cooperation, trade, and investment. Therefore, today's business forum represents an important milestone in the evolution of Namibia-Russia relations. For decades, our two nations have enjoyed strong diplomatic relations founded on solidarity, mutual respect, and shared aspirations for development. I can state with full certainty that the historical political relations between Namibia and the Russian Federation are strategic and unmatched. However, the same cannot be said about our economic relationship. Our task today, therefore, is to build upon that foundation and translate political goodwill into practical economic partnerships, investment, and industrial cooperation. This business forum therefore serves as a key platform for engagement between our government, private sector, financial institutions, and research communities, thus enabling us to identify concrete opportunities for collaboration. This collaboration is anchored in the Memorandum of Understanding on the establishment of joint trade and economic cooperation, which provides the institutional framework for expanding industrial cooperation, trade, and innovation between our two countries. Hence, a central feature of today's forum is the facilitation of targeted business-to-business and business-to-government engagements, which will allow our enterprises to interact directly, exchange expertise, and explore investment opportunities. These engagements are designed to promote technology transfer, strengthen value chain development, and facilitate strategic investments, matchmaking between companies and institutions for our two sisterly countries. As we prepare for the 11th session of the Intergovernmental Commission, the forum provides an important opportunity for our private sector to contribute directly to shaping the future direction of our economic partnership. Let me now talk a little bit the state of our bilateral trade. Economic relations between Namibia and Russia have continued to develop, characterized by steady but relatively modest level of bilateral trade. Namibia's exports to Russia in 2024 primarily consisted of fisheries products valued at about $3.7 million only, along with selected horticultural goods such as grapes and dates, valued at about $1.5 million. Imports from Russia, on the other hand, largely comprise strategic agricultural inputs, including fertilizers and cereals, primarily wheat and maize, amounting to approximately $13.9 million, which support domestic agricultural production. In the same year, bilateral trade reflected this complementary pattern, with Namibia importing approximately $40 million worth of goods from Russia, while exporting around $13 million. The good news is that this skewed trade relationship presents meaningful opportunities to deepen cooperation, particularly through expanding Namibia's export basket, enhancing value addition in key sectors, and promoting greater investments, partnerships that can contribute to sustainable economic growth and mutual prosperity for our two countries. Namibia remains firmly committed to economic transformation, industrialization, and sustainable development. Our national development agenda prioritizes economic diversification through value addition to our natural resources and the development of competitive industries capable of integrating into regional and global value chains. In this regard, today's forum will highlight investment opportunities and comparative advantages across several sectors. For example, in agriculture and agro-processing, opportunities exist for collaboration in fertilizer supply, agricultural technologies, storage infrastructure, green schemes, and feedlot development and food processing industries that can strengthen food security and support. In mining and mineral beneficiation, Namibia seeks partnerships that support the application of advanced mining technologies and the development of downstream processing industries that add value to our mineral resources. In manufacturing and logistics, there are strong prospects for cooperation aimed at strengthening transport systems, expanding logistic infrastructure, and enhancing Namibia's role as a regional trade corridor linking Southern Africa to global markets. In education, ICT, and innovation, there is considerable potential for collaboration in digital technologies, research partnerships, e-government solutions, and skills development that will enable Namibia to build a knowledge-based economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the program of this business forum reflects the depth and diversity of opportunities for cooperation between our two countries. It provides Namibian businesses with a valuable opportunity to engage directly with their Russian counterparts, develop strategic partnerships, and explore ventures that can open new markets for Namibian products and services. This is particularly because of industrial and technological advancement from which Namibia can tap to transform our enterprise capacity. Active participation by Namibian enterprises, particularly micro, small, and medium enterprises, align with the government's objective of empowering domestic businesses and strengthening their capacity to contribute to inclusive economic growth and sustainable employment creation. Attracting quality and sustainable investment remains a strategic priority for our government. Such investments serve as catalysts for industrial development, technology transfer, job creation, as I've mentioned, and economic diversification. One of Namibia's competitive advantages as a trade and investment destination is our strategic location and world-class infrastructure, which provides access to the African market of over 3 million people in the context of the Southern African Development Community, as well as the African Continental Free Trade Area. The world-class Walvis Bay Port and our transport corridors makes Namibia an attractive partner for any investor seeking to expand their business in the burgeoning African market. To our Russian partners, therefore, I extend a sincere invitation to consider Namibia not only as a reliable partner, but also as a strategic gateway to this vast African market. On behalf of the Namibian government, I assure you that Namibia is ready to strategic and mutually beneficial relationship with investors who share our vision of advancing Namibia's economic development and creating shared prosperity. I also reaffirm our government's commitment to sustaining a predictable and investor-friendly environment that allows you to establish and operate your enterprises with a peace of mind. In Namibia, you are guaranteed political stability, respect for the rule of law, protection of your investment, and unhindered freedom to repatriate profits. Let me conclude by stating that the true measure of success for this forum will be measured through the partnership that emerge from this and the projects that follow. Let us therefore use this opportunity to move beyond dialogue and towards practical cooperation, investment commitment, and long-term partnership that delivers shared prosperity. I remain confident that the engagements taking place today will further strengthen the economic partnership between Namibia and the Russian Federation and contribute meaningfully to the success of the forthcoming meeting of the Namibia-Russia Intergovernmental Commission. With these words, it gives me great pleasure to declare the Namibia-Russia Business Forum officially open, and I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you, Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala-Musavyi. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct pleasure to call on His Excellency Yuri Trutnev, Deputy Prime Minister of the Government of the Russian Federation and Plenipotentiary Presidential Envoy to the Far Eastern Federal District and co-chair of the Namibia-Russia Intergovernmental Commission. Please welcome to the podium His Excellency Yuri Trutnev.
Уважаемая госпожа Ashipala-Musavyi, сопредседатель межправительственной комиссии,
co-chair of the Russia-Namibian Commission, Intergovernmental Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to greet all of the participants of the forum. I would like to thank the participants from the Russian Federation who flew very long way to this forum. We're also grateful to the representatives of Namibian business for very good relationship with Russia. The list of the Russian delegation is very representative. That includes Rosatom company, one of the largest in the world energy companies, Foreign Economic Bank of the Russian Federation, which is the key state investment bank of Russia, Rostech company, Russian State Corporation for the development of production and export of highly technological industrial production products, company Norgold, which is involved in development of deposits of non-ferrous and precious metals. Then Uralkali, one of the largest in the world producer of calcium chloride, potassium chloride. I want to say that our countries are related with very long friendship, beginning from 1966. USSR was one of the few states which supported Namibian people in their struggle for freedom. I think that we shouldn't forget that, because only the long-stand, well-tried friendship can be the basis for good relationship. Today, our relationship are not less important. You all know what is happening in the world. There are a lot of conflicts. Russian Federation is involved in the special military operation, unstable situation in the Middle East, a situation which is aggravated by United States and Israel. We know that Namibia is supporting the Russian Federation position and the voting of UN. Together we are against the spread of Nazism, and we are putting forward the Russian position for the disarmament. And it all supports the development of economic relationship and development of friendship between our countries. Today's meeting is happening in the framework of the Intergovernmental Russian-Namibian Commission for Trade and Economic Cooperation. And our co-chair has already mentioned that the level of our economic cooperation is not sufficient, and we would like to change those figures and increase and reach new results. And it's evident that the level of $18.4 million of the trade between our countries is not sufficient. And at the same, we speak about the tendencies, then we must say that it's growing, and the relationship, economic relationship is enhancing, and I'm sure that we can find the possibilities of further cooperation in such fields as energy, high technologies, mining, then petrochemicals, IT, financial, and agricultural. We continue to render support to our Namibian friends in the education sphere. At present, 220 people from Namibia are getting education in the universities of the Russian Federation, and we are prepared and will be happy to continue and expand that cooperation in this sphere in the future. The project which will be done in Africa by our joint efforts, then the support, there will be the Foreign Economic Bank is prepared to offer very attractive terms for investors. I want to underline that the development of contacts in this sphere is not only a very good basis for the economic relations, but the basis and for our friendship between our countries and between the governments. Thank you.
Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister, also for pointing out that the program for today very aptly reflects the depth and diversity of the opportunities for collaboration that exist between the two nations. And notwithstanding the solid friendship that we enjoy, we all have a responsibility to expand in terms of economic cooperation and also outlining those sectors that exist that we can leverage. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, we now have an opportunity for the promised family photograph. For the first family photograph, I'd like to call on His Excellency Yuri Trutnev, Deputy Prime Minister of the Government of the Russian Federation and the Plenipotentiary Presidential Envoy to the Far Eastern Federal District and co-chair of the Namibia-Russia Intergovernmental Commission, alongside Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala, Namibia's Minister of International Relations and Trade. And once we've taken that family photograph, the entire front row will join them for the second family photograph. Once we're done with both family photographs, we will ask all delegates to kindly rise for the departure to visit the exhibition stands of His Excellency Yuri Trutnev, Honorable Ambassador Selma Ashipala-Musavyi, as well as Honorable Deputy Minister Jenny Matundu. Thank you very much. Are we good to go? Thank you very much. We call on the rest of the front row to please join us on stage for the family photograph. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, could we please rise for the departure of our esteemed delegates? The rest of us stay put.
Thank you, guests. You may be seated. We now move to presentations focusing on practical mechanisms for deepening trade and investment cooperation between Namibia and Russia. It is my pleasure to invite now Madam Jessica Hawanga, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board. She will be followed by Mr. Artem Dovlatov, Deputy Chairman of WebRF. Madam Hawanga, the floor is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Allow me to share a story of investment in Namibia with you, for those ones that are not familiar with it, especially our visitors. And normally our local ones also need a kind of refresher on investments in Namibia. About Namibia, as my minister has alluded, we have an investment environment that can offer you so much more. Starting with our political stability, we have 33 years of stable democracy and peace. We are known for sophisticated financial, well-developed financial and banking sectors, and the third largest pension fund industry in Africa, well established for FDI destination, where we have multiple long established and successful foreign investments and companies. As alluded also previously by my minister, when it comes to the logistic hub, we have high quality logistic infrastructure and competence. We have an accessible workforce where we have or can utilize or can upskill our using of our, through the use of our national training fund. We offer quality of life to our people ourselves, and we offer market access. In front of you, there's a lot more where you can see why we mark ourselves as an ideal investment environment. Looking at Namibia at a glance, we are located at the southwestern coast of Africa. We border Angola, Botswana, South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Our population is about 3.01 million. And on top of it, I remembered with my last visit to Russia, I was so excited of explaining our land area. And just to find out that Russia is actually 21 times as much as the land area of Namibia itself. Our export stands at $7.7 billion US dollars, while our import products that we import stands at 8.3 billion. Not to share anything with you about the weather, but I think while it's snowing now currently in Russia, we have the excellent weather for you while you are visiting. Moving on, I see we have limited time, so I'll try to rush through it. Our priority sectors for economic diversification is broad. We look at the priority sectors of energy, chemical, basic materials, machinery, electronics, tourism and transport, and especially the new one, culture and creative industry. And we have listed quite a lot more on the screen, as you can see. When we look at the Russia trade statistics that are currently in place, Russia has been trading, the trading between Namibia and Russia was highly volatile between 2020 and 2025. A strong recovery in 2023 brought trade close to earlier peak levels. In 2025, total trade surged again. Our top exports to Russia includes fish and crustaceans, mainly fresh oysters, and remain the largest export account. If you look at the edible fruit and nuts, they were the second largest exports. Other exports included art, antiques, animal products, and raw hides and leather. There we go. Namibia top inputs from Russia include cereal and fertilizers dominated Namibia's imports from Russia. Other imports included animal or vegetable fats, vehicles, and inorganic chemicals. There we go. If we look at some of the investment opportunities in Namibia, which is not limited to that, we can pay attention to Namibia's current energy potential. Namibia's energy potential and natural resources sector presents significant investment potential and underpinned by major recent discoveries, globally competitive renewable energy perspectives, and abundant natural resources, all supported by strong government commitment and growing international investors' interest. Looking at the opportunities in the agricultural sector, it offers strong investment opportunities across primary production, value addition, and input supplies driven by expanding export markets, significant import substitution potential, and growing demand for locally produced and processed agricultural process. One that we have also highlighted that we are well known for is our tourism sector. The tourism sector presents diverse investments opportunity supported by expanding infrastructure and the country's unique natural culture, coastal assets creating strong potential for sustainable tourism destinations or development and enhance visitors' experience. I'm stuck. There we go. Oopsie. There we go. Coming to our mineral resources, Namibia has a vast untapped reserve of critical minerals, where through our NDP6 and our mineral beneficiation, we make provision to increase beneficiation or beneficiaries for these critical minerals. If you look at Namibia's map, we have different type of critical minerals in different type of the regions of our country. In the northern part, to mention a few, we have industrial minerals and nuclear fuels. In the central part of our country, it is mostly rich with gold, lithium, copper, to mention a few. In our southern part of country, mostly rich with rare earth materials, lithium, tin, and also rare earth materials again. To mention but a few of the investors or investments that we have already in Namibia, Russian entities. We have Uranium One, we have Rosatom, we have VTB Capital. That are only a few of the many others that we have. As the NIPDB, the question is, how can we support you to invest in Namibia? Normally, as investors, you will enter in a country and you don't know where to start at. At NIPDB, we can offer you services, investor services and facilitation, whether it comes to registration of employee tax, whether it comes to environmental clearance, whether it comes to certificate of status investment, a lot of them where you actually need to start a business, we are the ones that can start with you the journey and walk with you through the journey until you are settled in the country. Our success stories that we can share when it comes to NIPDB is all the investors that are locally based can tell you a story of reduced turnaround times, where we start or emphasize on creating ease of business for them, ease of doing business for them, where we try to have our local ones that are operated in the country for quite some period to reinvest in the country or extend. And as the journey of investors goes, there's always some bottlenecks and constraints. They come in different forms. A road is never a straight road. We are also there to assist when it comes to bottlenecks and do facilitation on that. And so far, we have quite a good investor satisfaction rate when it comes to the support of investors. See more of Namibia, there's something that we never let be. Because when it comes to business, you can mix business with leisure itself. Namibia is known for Namibia's 7 tourism cluster regions include the Central region, where Windhoek is a mix of all contemporary, modern, and traditional elements. If you look at our Eastern region, which is bordered to Botswana, Namibia's Eastern area is also known for Omareke regions and contribute to provide visitors with a range of attractions. Looking at our Northwestern region, Namibia's West Coast, which is secluded, comprised of dunes and salt pans, etc. The Western Coastal Region offers us, or let me especially concentrate on the last part. Walvis Bay is normally known for a business center, business hub. That's where majority of our logistics hub is. On top of that, Walvis Bay is also well known for its remarkable wetland and its large concentration of water, birds including waders and flamingos. If you look at our northern part, this part continues to be a popular destination for tourists. Moving to our northeastern region, this region is water rich, and they normally say that this is the paradise for investors because that's where you find the greenery. You will notice that I'm also trying to sell for you to explore and for you to see possible investments in these areas, depending on what your need is for these different regions. The southern region is dominated by a wide open space of solitude and silence. This region offers an assortment of attractions. We are very well known for our diverse culture. We have different traditions, and I always say talking about something and seeing a picture is two different things. Just looking at this picture, imagine what more you can explore in Namibia and what more can you sell out there for Namibia. Like I mentioned, never think of us as only a business hub. Also think of us as leisure. Your next holiday destination with your family, your business partner, the vouchers that you can hand out at a Christmas dinner, please allow them to come and relax. These are only 3 of our resorts, but please share it with your counterparts or your family, your friends, your business partners. If it comes to sport tourism, which is also a great investment for our country, we look at internationally recognized is Namibia for sports itself. When it comes to desert ultramarathons, whether it comes to mountain bike, whether it comes to adventure race, the coastal town offers a venue of triathlons and ocean endurance swims. Yesterday, I had a conversation with the CEO of the Namibia Olympics, and it was quite interesting to have the conversation where we say, per year, we normally host 200 plus athletes that actually come between December and April to train in Namibia itself. Why? Because of our excellent weather. That's why we try to promote that part also. And during creating opportunities for this, there's a lot attached to this part of knowing that we don't only offer for sports, we offer for tourism, we offer for, and that's when we pick up that we have in the different sectors. A good one, and I want to actually sell this one. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to come and set up a business here to explore Namibia in 6 months. You can actually come and work remotely in Namibia for 6 months, especially those companies that are not registered in Namibia. If you are a freelancer, make the opportunity to combine travel and work together. We offer the digital nomad visa, and it is it's something popular amongst the freelancers, amongst business owners that can work remotely. For you to find opportunity, there are 2 scan codes, whether it's with regards to investment projects. If I needed to share it on this stage, I would have spoken till tomorrow morning. So at least technology have allowed us to have QR scan codes. And then we offer also investment propositions. If this is not enough, if you didn't get an opportunity to do our QR scan code with your cell phone, please visit the NIPDB website. There's a lot of goodies to receive there and information. For more information when it comes to the embassy that is stationed in Russia, Ms. Mary Shiweda is available on that side. On the NIPDB side, we have Ms. Napewa Hangula and Robertson Hangula. No, they are not related. And I thank you.
Once again, let's put our hands together and thank Madam Jessica Hawanga, the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board, who has done an excellent job at selling our beautiful country. Thank you so much. It is now my distinct pleasure to call on the Deputy Chairman of WebRF, Mr. Artem Dovlatov. Let's give him a warm applause.
Уважаемые коллеги, друзья, партнеры, прежде всего хотелось бы поблагодарить наших намибийских друзей за такой прием и безупречную организацию сегодняшнего мероприятия здесь, в Windhoek Country Club Resort. Спасибо огромное. Спасибо. Я представляю WebRF, это ключевой институт развития в России, основной задачей которого является помощь бизнесу.
The main task of which is the support of the Russian companies in the realization of the projects abroad. And we see Namibia and Africa is one of the key regions, and Namibia is one of the main countries in this region. Delegation includes the representatives of the different fields that are mostly required cooperation. First of all, I want to mention that Russian business is ready and prepared to share with our Namibian partners the decisions and solutions in the spheres where Russia has well-known results, which will include energy, education, and digitalization. I can see representatives from the key field from Namibian side, mostly the mining and nuclear field, and Rosatom is already working in energy field, and Mr. Trudin has already mentioned that. And first of all, we wanted to offer our experts
лаборатории Касперского и Ассоциации электронной коммуникации уже готовы к диалогу. Я уверен, что сегодня он будет очень полезным. В сфере образования с нами делегация участвует Санкт-Петербургский горный университет, старейшее высшее техническое учебное заведение в России, Центр изучения Африки, Высшая школа экономики и компания «Просвещение» — это крупнейшее издательство, которое специализируется на учебной литературе и проектах образования, в том числе цифрового формата. Российским компаниям есть что предложить, и мы знаем, что эти компетенции востребованы на намибийской стороне. Вторая часть, на которую я хотел бы обратить внимание, это конкретный инвестиционный инструмент, с помощью которых мы могли бы активизировать взаимодействие между нашими странами. Мы понимаем, что для реализации крупных проектов нужны
cooperation between the countries. We know that cooperation needs financial mechanism, which already was mentioned by Mr. Trutnev, and we have made some efforts, and we founded special fund which offers special beneficiary terms for Namibian market, and I would like to stop a little bit in detail on that. The major terms of this special project for financing, first of all, is the participation of the African fund, which would be 25%. But not more than $100 million, 25%, but $100 million. So then lots of projects fall under this term that can be considered even today during this forum, and the return we can offer 10 years and 5% of the commission per year, which we already will be discussed. So first of all, we must discuss that in individual terms and also to attract Russian and overseas banking and financial instruments that will definitely support the attraction of the project, joint project between Namibia and Russia. And third part to which I will also want to concentrate is that we came here to this wonderful, beautiful, amazing country, not only to talk and to discuss and to meet colleagues, but also there are representatives from Russian business, powerful Russian business, and I want to thank each and everyone who could manage to come here. You know that it's not the easiest way from the logistical point of view, but a majority of the companies managed to come here, and I'm also very happy to see representatives from 77 companies from Namibian part side and from all sides of economic and mining and energy and agriculture. After the plenary, we will invite you to join the sessions, the round tables, which will be on the agriculture, on IT, or it's digital, mining, energy, and then the human resources development. Each participant can discuss the initiatives they're majorly interested, and after that we will arrange the discussion that the partners can share their views, and the result of this forum should be the new possibilities for new contracts and new projects which will be launched. Our leaders mentioned that we have to measure the success by the number of transactions and contracts and initiatives and launched projects. We, members of participants of the delegation, so we are ready to facilitate any of cooperation and contacts, and I'm sure that if we are not able to solve something with the framework of this forum, even after the forum, you can always contact on the QR code. You can go to the contacts, and they will be delegated to the desk, and we will make sure that your request will definitely find the contact. I would like to thank everybody who participate in this forum. Thank you very much.
Spasiba, Mr. Dovlatov. Shall we please give him another massive Namibian round of applause? Thank you, Mr. Dovlatov. Thank you very much, Madam Hawanga, for those very valuable insights. Distinguished delegates, we will shortly transition to the panel discussions, which will explore key sectors of collaboration and cooperation between Namibia and the Russian Federation. Inter alia, these discussions will focus on agro-industrial cooperation and logistics, also on digital transformation and technological partnerships, energy and the mining sector collaboration, very importantly as well, human capital development as well as educational initiatives.
Thank you, Denver. Well, delegates, you are kindly requested to proceed to the respective breakaway rooms. You will see in your program the sessions will take place simultaneously. That is our first panel discussion that will focus on partnership in the agro-industrial complex and logistics, new horizons for cooperation between Namibia and Russia. The session will be moderated by Ms. Stacey Pinto. That will take place in Oryx 2, which is adjacent to this venue. At the same time, in Oryx 3, the panel discussion focusing on Namibia-Russia horizons of technological partnership in the era of digital transformations that will be moderated by Mr. Andre Bardiz will take place in Oryx 3. At roundabout 1:15, There will be a lunch break, as announced earlier this morning. You're welcome to either enjoy the lunch here on the terrace outside of this venue or in the restaurant area, the Kokerboom restaurant of the Windhoek Country Club. At 2:30 sharp, the third panel discussion will commence in Oryx 2 with moderator Mr. Nikolai Zapregaev, who will focus on Namibia-Russia, optimizing potentials in energy and mining industry. And then in Oryx 3, at the same time, panel discussion 4 with moderator Ms. Julia Mwetudana, who will be focusing on the Namibia-Russia cooperation, building human capital via educational initiatives. Our respective moderators will introduce their panels at those sessions. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to now proceed to the various breakaway rooms. I will meet you later this evening at the cocktail reception. Please do not forget about that. You are all invited. It will also take place here on the terrace, and my co-host, Denver, will then join you after the third and fourth panel discussions. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Just one moment for a very important public service announcement. Could we just take our seats for a brief moment, please? Kindly turn to your neighbor and in your mother tongue say to your neighbor, practical mechanisms for deepening trade and investment in the Russian Federation. Can we please give Riche a big round of applause?
On the west coast of Southern Africa, Namibia stretches across 824,000 square kilometers of breathtaking landscapes and abundant natural resources. This nation of just over 3 million people blends vast mineral wealth with the focused ambition of a thriving democracy. Since gaining independence in 1990, Namibia has built an African success story. 5 peaceful presidential transitions over 35 years have laid the foundation for enduring peace and political stability. Geographically, Namibia stands as the gateway to African markets and beyond. Through the world-class deep-sea port of Walvis Bay, the country connects Southern Africa's 300 million consumers to global trade routes. As a strategic logistics hub for road, rail, and sea freight, Namibia links international business to the 1.4 billion strong African market and beyond. Namibia is pioneering Africa's green energy future. With endless sunshine and powerful Atlantic winds, the country is positioned to become a global green hydrogen superpower. At the same time, new oil and gas discoveries are reshaping the energy landscape, offering investors opportunities across the entire energy value chain. The food industry drives Namibia's long-term vision for job creation and food security for Namibia, Africa, and beyond, powered by its own natural resources. In chemicals and basic materials, Namibia is aiming to move beyond raw exports of its minerals to build processing capacity and adjacent industries. Machinery and electronics are expanding alongside this growth, opening doors for manufacturing and assembly operations. The digital and global business services sector leverages a skilled workforce to serve international markets. Advanced communications infrastructure, including new submarine cables, positions Namibia as a technological gateway for the region. Tourism showcases natural wonders from the world's oldest desert to abundant wildlife, while the nation's strong commitment to conservation ensures sustainable opportunities for ecotourism investment. Cultural and creative industries are also gaining global recognition, from film productions that capture Namibia's diverse landscapes to music, fashion, and digital content creation. The creative economy offers untapped potential. Namibia's transformation is guided by Vision 2030, a roadmap to a prosperous, industrialized nation. The National Development Plan 6 prioritizes private sector-led growth, creating an environment where investment thrives. protection of investor ownership rights, respect for rule of law, sophisticated financial systems, a convertible currency that can be predictably repatriated, and preferential trade agreements make Namibia a secure base for African expansion. With an FDI intelligence ranking of #1 in Africa and second in the world for greenfield investments in 2025, Namibia is open for investment and partnerships that drive shared growth and prosperity. If the world is investing in Namibia, what are you missing? In an evolving global economy, Namibia offers what investors seek most: stability, opportunity, and exponential growth potential. This is Namibia, a nation powered by nature and driven by ambition, a place where determination meets opportunity and where investment transforms communities and builds sustainable futures for all. Welcome to Namibia, the land of the brave.